If you want to learn something about God, shut your mouth and listen to me for a minute.
Many children healed. We've seen midgets grow. We've seen arms and legs that stop growing because the growth cells have stopped. Manda basata. I don't make this stuff up.
Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
That's the power of the Holy Ghost!
Why do they teach every other theory in science except creation?
Warlocks are enemies of God.
No one's ever going to convince me that the Word of God is not true.
You know, if you put Jesus Christ first, that he'll look after all your bills.
And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal.
And if you want to tell me how to live my life, it better line up with the Word of God or shut your mouth.
I'm loaded. I'm pregnant with miracles.
What do you believe?
Send us the cash.
Welcome to the Bible Dumb Podcast. This is the podcast where two atheists read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I'm Davey Hell.
And I'm Jessie Hill.
And always, special thanks to executive producer Terry Lynn Bradford.
Cheers.
Cheers, Terry. And, back again. Gonna read some more of the Bible.
Let's go.
So, last time, I think everybody knows what happened.
I remember the first chapter was awful. Second chapter got a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, more exciting.
Although now I'm forgetting what it was.
Joseph.
That's right.
Showed
Joseph going into slavery.
That's right. His brothers
He's going.
got jealous of his coat because he was the favorite.
In his dreams.
Again, this is Jacob's
Jacob's golden child.
Again, yeah. Gives his favorite a special coat so everybody knows that he's better than them.
Yeah.
He's real annoying. He tells everybody that he had dreams that they're all going to be his slaves.
And now he's off to Egypt to be a
They
slave.
got mad, pushed him in a pit, sold him to the Ishmaelites? Sold him to somebody. Anyway, he ended up in Egypt. And I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get right into it. Chapter 38. And these are the generations of... No, just kidding.
Do you want to see my face go pale?
Yeah. So the blood drain out of your face. Not really. I've been planning that for a while. Little trick. No, hopefully no more generations. All right, chapter 38. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned in to a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hirah. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her and went in unto her. And she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name
Okay.
E-R.
Was he an error?
Yeah. Oops. And she conceived again, and bare a son, and she called his name Onan. And she yet again conceived, and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was...
Shelob.
Not Shelob. Shelah. You're just trying to make up, doing a little Lord of the Rings reference to make up for your Tolkien fail last episode. And Shelah was at Chezib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord slew him. Okay. I guess was an error.
Yeah. Is that where it goes to?
No, I doubt it.
No.
I mean, the etymology of just add an extra R. I'm not going to say it's not possible. But.
Yeah.
And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. Okay. Is that a weird request, Dad? And Onan What?
Creepy.
Yeah, creepy. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground. It's the first pull out.
That's funny. So funny.
He spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother.
Well, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
But I feel like he's trying to do the right thing, though. Because that's creepy.
I mean, it is creepy. I mean, first off, what?
You can't just, when your brother dies, just go with his wife. You can't do that.
Well, you can't just order your son to sleep with your daughter-in-law randomly.
He's stuck in a hard position, and he's doing the best he can.
And why do we give a shit what the fuck Judah's doing? Why aren't we with Joseph in Egypt as a slave?
Wait, Judah's the guy that sold him into slavery, right?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, I knew his brothers did.
It was
All of
his
them.
idea.
It was his idea?
Mhm.
Okay. Good recall. I did not remember that. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Wherefore slew him also. Okay. So the Lord just fucking killed him? Okay. Then said Judah. So, okay, before we go
So
on.
do not spill the seed.
Wait. He said, Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, Lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. So, who did the Lord kill?
He killed the second son. Both
Why?
sons now died. Because he didn't like that he spilled the seed. So now both sons died.
Oh,
And now
Onan.
she's got to
Okay.
wait for the third son.
Okay, gotcha. I was thinking that, so they're all...
Yeah.
Okay, that's gross.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking he killed Judah, but no, Omar was the one who spilled.
Do you think it has anything to do with he has already received a bounty for her and he doesn't want to give it back?
What do you mean a bounty? Like a,
Or
like a
is-
what do you call
no.
it? Dowry?
Dowry. That's the right word.
Maybe. I mean, but they just... So, the first kid, he was wicked, and the Lord slew him. Okay.
Mhm.
But didn't he just, like, kidnap her? I think it said that
yeah, it said
he,
something
like, just,
about-
like,
he just
saw her, he took
grabbed-
her, and then just went on in.
I guess so.
I don't know. Maybe it just skipped to the part where they actually had, like, a relationship, and, like...
Maybe.
he asked consent.
I feel like the dad just doesn't want to give her back
Yeah.
or give her up.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, and then also, to go back, this is where, like, hardline fundamentalist Christians, they always come back to this passage, this
Oh, really?
little tiny part about him spilling his seed on the ground, and God was so pissed off at that he killed him. And that's where, like, the Catholics, like, got into the whole, like, do not masturbate, because all of your seed should be used to procreate and create multitudes. Which is not what this says.
That is not what it is about.
No.
It is clearly more about him having a problem sleeping with his dead brother's wife than anything else.
You think?
Well,
I mean, that's not what the story's about. Like,
No.
I mean, they want... I don't know.
I guess God's still mad at him for not.
Yeah.
So.
But he's not mad at him for, like, wasting his sperm. He's mad at him for not impregnating the woman like he was told to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I guess is wasting the sperm. I don't know. It's just a bunch
It
of
feels
bullshit.
like that's awful dramatic jump.
Yeah. The Lord just keeps, like, dropping people.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was comforted, and went up unto his sheep shearers to Timnath, he and his friend Hirah the Adul and he and his friend Hirah the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnath to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garments off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place which is by the way to Timnath, for she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given him. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, because she had covered her face.
Ooh.
Who's doing this?
The daughter-in-law.
The first one that everybody's trying to impregnate?
Yeah.
Okay. And her name is?
Tamar or something like
Okay, Tamar. Okay. And he turned unto her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee.
that. Plot twist.
Yeah, I was gonna say this, I was gonna guess this, but this is nothing about these kids. This is just this horny old man wanting to screw his daughter-in-law.
Yeah. But I guess he felt like it wasn't appropriate for him to, so he just wanted his sons to do it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then he ends up doing it. Big surprise. This whole book, like, Burgess was right when he wrote Clockwork Orange. Like, this is definitely, like, just sex and violence.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned unto her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet and thy bracelets, and thy staff, that is in thine hand. And he gave it to her, and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. And she arose, and went away, and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by his hand of his friend the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, that he found her not. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? Y'all seen my whore?
Oh my gosh.
And they said, There was no harlot in this place.
This is so weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
I don't. Okay.
Again, I think like all of these stories in the Bible, to me, sound like they're just like made up justifications after the fact, where
Yeah.
it's just like, you slept with your daughter-in-law? And he's like, well, yes, let me tell you what happened.
She played a trick on me. Tricky women.
I was
tricky
going to mourn the death of my wife, and I just happened to see a prostitute and was like, okay, this is a good way to mourn.
Uh,
Oh, well. And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, Let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. He just wants his goat back.
no, he just doesn't want everybody to find out. And he's afraid that if she
He's
doesn't.
telling everybody.
Oh, that's true.
He's like, You seen my harlot? Harlot!
Yeah,
Where
that's
are
true.
you? And it came to pass, about 3 months after,
Uh-oh.
that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar, thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, what do you think Judah's going to say? What's his reaction?
He's gonna.
So he just found out that this is his daughter-in-law, right?
Yeah.
He thought it was just
He's
normal
gonna be
harlot.
happy.
He's going to be happy?
Yeah, he's gonna be happy.
Okay. And Judah said, "Bring her forth, and let her be burnt."
Ah! Oh no! I was very wrong.
You were very wrong.
Burnt?
Yeah.
Jeez, little overreaction.
Yeah.
You're not related. It's fine. Like, well, it's not fine, but like,
Well, she's pregnant
yeah.
with your kid.
Okay.
Maybe you shouldn't be fucking every masked woman on the side of the road.
Yeah. At least get a glimpse of her face.
Yeah, what the hell? When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, "By the man whose these are, am I with child?" And she said, "Discern, I pray thee, whose are these, the signet and bracelets and staff?" And Judah acknowledged them and said, "She hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah, my son, and she knew her again no more." Oh, and I gotta read that part over again. And Judah acknowledged them and said, "She hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son, and he knew her again no more. And it came to pass in the time of her travail, that, behold, twins were in her womb. And it came to pass when she travailed, that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. Okay. Guess that's important.
Yeah, that sounds important.
Do people still do this today? Like
What do you mean?
Like when twins are born, do they make like a big deal about which one pops out first?
I don't think so.
No. Like
Oh,
I'm
we
older
call
by
them-
30 seconds.
We call them twin A, twin B, but I don't think that's what the A means.
And it came to pass as he drew back his hand that, behold, his brother came out. And she said, How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Pharez. And afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. Okay.
That did not happen.
So he just put
Zerah's
his hand out?
came out, and then Farah came out while the hand was in the birth. No baby's hand is
Okay.
that long.
Okay, so
number one.
I've been using... Okay, you go first.
This is too much. This is too much.
It's
That is so stupid. That did not happen.
So the baby popped his little hand out. They tied a thread around it, and then the other brother was like, "Me first," and slid on out.
Wait, did they tie a thread around it, or did they write an A on his palm?
No, they didn't say anything about A. They tied a.
Oh, maybe I
red-
misunderstood what you were saying.
They tied us. I kind of had the same thought about it being like the scarlet letter, but it was just a red thread, a scarlet thread they tied around his wrist.
Oh, I thought you said a scarlet. I don't know what.
No, you just got mixed up on the twin A, twin
Maybe.
B thing.
Yeah. I thought I heard you say A. Anyway,
So.
still stupid. So stupid.
I mean, I don't know.
Do not think this is
I'm
possible.
no OBGYN, so I don't know the specifics.
I am not either.
Okay, so but this sounds like a big deal. Like they're gonna be like, oh, he was supposed to be first, but he wasn't first. This is like
Yeah.
Jacob and Esau.
Yeah, another brother rivalry issue thing going here.
I bet.
But Yeah, so stupid. While you're thinking of that, does the red thread have anything to do with, isn't that like a Jewish thing or it's some religious thing?
I don't
It
know.
became real popular with celebrities in like the early 2000s where everybody was wearing a red string on their wrist.
I have no idea.
And it was like some religious thing.
I don't remember this. All right, well, Fares and Zerah were their names. Another set of twins. Lots of twins.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of twins being born in the Bible. Yes, so I've been using Midjourney, the AI art app, to make like little thumbnails for our YouTube posts for these videos. I know what the next one's gonna be.
Oh, no.
Little hand with red thread on it. No, that would probably not
That's
be
too much.
too much, too explicit. But weird.
Very weird.
And also, like, out of left field. Like, what does this have to do with anything?
I bet we don't come back to it.
That's it.
That's
it. Maybe. All right. Chapter 39. Let's see. And Joseph. Yep.
Yep. Back to Joseph.
Goodbye.
We'll never talk to them
Fares
ever
and
again.
Zerah. Yeah. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer of his house, and all that he had put into his hand. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field.
So if you're a good little servant, slave, God will bless you and then therefore bless the house. So be a good little slave and work hard.
I guess so. It feels like he's using Joseph as like his lucky charm. Like he bought Joseph and all of a sudden, like, he had a bumper crop or something, and now he's like, okay, you are special.
Yeah.
And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person, and well favored. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. Joseph's like American Pie, man. Bible edition.
Oh, man. Again, with all the...
More sex, man, right? Off the bat.
Like,
new chapter, new love interest. Doesn't waste any time.
It's getting old.
Old?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go back to who begat whom?
No, I don't want to do that. I want to move on. Surely there's something, like, he's a slave now. Like,
this is drama. He's about to
Can we
sleep
have
with
some...
the slave master's wife.
Yeah.
This is major drama. It's like a soap opera. Oh, but he refused.
Oh, what a good boy.
Yeah. And said unto his master's wife, it's still going to get him in trouble, though. Like, I've seen this a million times. Daytime tea. Not that I watch, like, Days of Our Lives or something, but, it's a common trope. Like, you get hit on by the master's wife, you turn her down and say, no, it's not right, and then suddenly she's like, screw this slave, he's the bad boy. Be mean to him now.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I I don't think she has that much power.
Maybe not. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. Now then, can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And it came to pass as he spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her, or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. Oh, she's setting up a sexy seduction. This is Mrs. Robinson rolling up her stocking. You ever seen The Graduate?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes, I know what you're referencing.
And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. This is totally like a teenage comedy. Where like the dorky kid is getting seduced by the sexy MILF. He could just barely slip out of her grasp. And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and fled, and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home.
Wow.
Yeah, so she just like turned me down? Hell
Wow.
no.
This
Fuck
is
you.
this is a story told a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Total like romance
Mhm.
story trope
Mhm.
or teen comedy trope,
Interesting.
whichever way you want to look at it.
Interesting. I feel like it's not so much teen comedy as it's like uh cheesy, romance
Yeah.
for housewives,
Yeah, yeah.
No offense to housewives.
Well, no, I mean that's just like, that's
That's the stereotype.
that's the stereotype, yeah. Yeah, even a high-powered CEO women love a good sexy story.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and men.
Apparently everybody who reads the Bible loves a sexy story.
Everybody who reads the Bible loves a good
That's
sexy story.
all it is. Like I feel like I tried reading those Crown of Thorns and Roses book.
Oh yeah.
And like pretty good, but it just felt like, okay, Jesus, we get it. Like, can we just keep going with the plot? Can we keep going? Like, it's such a cool fantasy, and it's like cool maps and lots of cool stuff, and it's just like, oh my God, okay, enough. We get the sexy stuff. Enough with it.
You're like the
Can
only
I
person.
please get back to the fighting and the battling and the, who's teaming up with who? Like,
I
this
guarantee
is so boring.
you are the only one skipping through the sex scenes to get back to the story. Everybody else is doing the exact opposite of you. Everybody else is like, yeah, I get it. They're fucking like, whatever, stupid war. Get back to the sultry parts. Okay. Okay, and she laid his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant, which thou hast brought unto us, came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, After this manner did thy servant to me, and his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison. a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph, and showed him mercy, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper.
You ever meet those people that are just like really charismatic, but like underneath, like you feel like you're the only one in the room that hates them?
Oh, yeah. I work in the corporate world, Jessica.
I feel like that's Joseph. I feel like he can manipulate people, and that's what, his God's favor or whatever. Like,
I
he
feel
just
like
knows
he's
how to
just
manipulate.
he's like these fucking CEOs that just have ADHD. So they like can fucking like talk and put on a good show, but really don't know how to do fucking anything.
Yeah.
That sounds like Joseph to me. Like,
yeah,
couldn't stop talking about his dreams. Gets in these situations and is like a fast riser because of his, I don't know, blessings from the Lord.
Yeah.
Immediately becomes head of the household. Immediately becomes head of the prison.
I always like it. Usually is a little while where people are falling for the glamour of the act, and after a while I feel like most people see through it and they're like, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah. I've had several CEOs and executive types in my career that are like exactly what you're describing. Yeah.
In nursing, we call those the Daisy Award winners.
Oh. Suck ups. Chapter 40. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. A butler, a baker, and really want to say candlestick maker, but I don't know what Joseph is. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph. Is that, you think that's where? No, it was butcher, baker, candlestick maker, not butler, baker. Okay, my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, nation. They'll probably cut this part, but it reminded me of like American Gladiators or Beast Wars or whatever that show was, where like the Japanese people would just like fall in the water and then they'd like apologize to the entire nation of Japan for their mistake.
I apologize to the entire
That's how I feel when I mispronounce
so
things while reading to the podcast. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued a season in ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them. Oh, bad wording.
What?
Bad wording. No, he didn't.
Are we sure?
Let me finish the sentence. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. So, whoever, old King James, should have chosen a different phrase than came in unto them. Yeah.
Especially with our beloved little baby Joseph.
Yeah.
Can't be committing those sins.
I know. They were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. Oh boy. What? You know Joseph's like, I know how. I can interpret. I have dreams all the time.
I got the dream code, but it was stolen from me.
And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand.
Did he just invent wine?
Well, it sounds like.
Nice.
I didn't know wine was invented with a dream. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head and restore thee unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner when thou wast his butler.
This sounds like some New Age bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. But New Age bullshit's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's kind of cool. Just say it.
But
Like,
still.
I don't believe.
I don't believe it, but I like to play with it.
I like to pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, I don't believe in astrology.
Yeah, astrology.
Astrology,
Or
but
tarot cards.
yeah.
But they're pretty
fun, they're
badass.
pretty.
Yeah. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph,
What made him decide it was good?
I don't know. I mean, I guess he saw that his interpretation was good fortune for the butler.
Okay.
And he's like, I want good fortune. So he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head.
What?
He's balancing 3 baskets
That
on his
needs to be a
head.
picture.
Yeah, he put meat in the top one, baked meat,
That's weird.
and the birds ate it.
It's like when you go to the beach and you open some package of food and all the seagulls attack you.
Do you want to try to interpret this before I read on, or let Joseph?
Let's let Joseph.
Okay.
He seems to be the expert.
Yeah. And Joseph answered and said, This is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days.
Surprise.
Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree.
What?
And the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. Not good.
No, not good.
No, sorry, Baker. That's a bummer.
No.
He's like, oh, that dude got a good fortune telling. What's my fortune? What's my fortune? You're gonna fucking die. The birds are gonna pick the flesh from your bones. And it came to pass on the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted the dream.
Why?
I don't know.
That is weird.
It is weird. It's weird that,
That's so stupid.
yeah. Again, it just seems like this is like an after the fact. Just like Joseph saying oh, yeah,
I called it.
I told you this was going to happen. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him.
How convenient.
How convenient. Almost as if Joseph didn't really dream any of this
Almost
bullshit
as if he
until
made
the
it up.
future. Oh, man, that's funny. Well, favorite part of this was definitely the weird birthing mental image I now have scarred into my brain of the little creepy baby hand.
Yeah.
This was like a horror movie. Like, this was like an A24 film. You got like weird, like creepy birthing happening. You have people getting their flesh picked off by birds.
Dreams and premonitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
It's good.
It's weird.
It's pretty good. I don't remember this part of the Joseph's. I mean, I guess I never saw the Joseph's Technicolor Amazing Dreamcoat, but I have not heard these stories.
Is that supposed to be telling Bible stories?
The Joseph's Dreamcoat? It's a play about Joseph, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe we could watch it,
Nah.
but I don't.
I'm good.
Nah. Well, I was thinking it'd be fun to watch it for the podcast to talk about.
Okay.
But I figured, like, I didn't know where it ended, so I didn't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Maybe not at all. All right, that's a good place to stop. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, stay dumb.
Stay dumb.
Bye.